Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad bin IZHAN.
Assalamualaikum. My name is SYUQAIRAH binti Muhammad RIDZUAN.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is MASNIRAH binti AMRAN.
The orbit, also known as the eye socket, is the bony cavity of the skull that contains and protects the eyeball and its associated muscles, blood vessels, and nerves. There are 6 major eye muscles which are arranged in 3 pairs and attached to each eye. These are the first, superior and inferior oblique muscles, 2, superior and inferior rectus muscles, and 3, lateral and medial rectus muscle. The upper and lower eyelids, together with the eyebrows and eyelashes, help protect the eyeball from foreign matter, excessive light, and injuries due to other causes. The conjunctiva is the transparent mucous membrane that lines the underside of each eyelid and continues to form a protective covering over the exposed surface of the eyeball. The lacrimal apparatus, also known as the tear apparatus, consists of the structures that produce, store, and remove tears. There are 5 lacrimal, which is first, lacrimal glands, second, lacrimal fluid, third, lacrimal canal, fourth, lacrimal sac, and fifth, lacrimal duct.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is SYUQAIRAH. I will explain about the eyeball. Eyeball has been divided into 3 categories, which are ocular, extraocular, and intraocular. Ocular means pertaining to the eye, and for the extraocular means outside the eyeball, and intraocular means within the eyeball. Alright, next we proceed to the walls of eyeball. The walls of the eyeball are made up of 3 layers, which are the sclera, choroid, and retina. The sclera, also known as the white of the eye, maintains the shape of the eye and protects the delicate inner layers of tissue. This tough, fibrous tissue forms the outer layer of the eye, except for the part covered for the cornea. And for the choroid, also known as the choroid coat, is the opaque middle layer of the eyeball that contains many blood vessels and provides the blood supply for the entire eyes. Opaque means that light cannot pass through this substance. And for the retina, this is the sensitive innermost layer that lines the posterior segment of the eye. The retina receives nerve impulse and transmits them to the brain via the optic nerve. This is also known as the second cranial nerve and is the interior of the eyeball have been divided into 2 segments, which is the anterior segment and posterior segment. The anterior chamber is located behind the cornea and in front of the iris. The posterior chamber is located behind the iris and in front of the ligaments holding the lens in place. Okay, next we look at the structure of retina. The structure of the retina have the roots and cones, which of the retina receive images that light have passed through the lens of the eye. These images are converted into nerve impulse and transmitted to the brain via the optic nerve. Roots are the black and white receptors and cones are the color receptors. The optic nerve transmits this nerve impulse from the retina to the brain. Let's take a look at the treatments procedures of the eyes and vision, which you can do at the hospital. They have five categories of treatments, which for the orbit and eyelids, conjunctive and eyeball, cataract surgery, corrective lenses, and laser treatment. Okay, for the orbit and eyelids, they have two categories, which is orbit orbitotomy, um, tarsorrhaphy, and for the conjunctive and eyeball, have corneal transplant, enucleation, ocular prosthesis, iridectomy, radial verotomy, scleral buckle, and vitrectomy. For the cataract surgery, we have three, which is lensectomy, phacoemulsification, intraocular lens. And for the corrective lens, have two treatments, which is correct refractive error, concave, convex, and contact lens. And for the last one, laser treatment, we have four, which is laser iridotomy and trabeculoplasty, LASIK, photocoagulation, and the last one is retinopexy.
Hi, my name is SYAKIRAH binti KARIM.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is AQILAH binti RUSLI.
Hi, my name is Haziq bin Romayli.
Function of the ears. The ears are the receptor organ of hearing, and their function are to receive sound impulse and transmit them to the brain. The inner ear also help maintain balance. Here are the structure of ear. It's divided by three sections, which is the outer ear, middle ear, and inner ear. The first part of the structure is the outer ear. First, pinna. Pinna is the visible portion of the outer ear. It collects sound waves and channels them into the ear canal or external auditory mucus, where the sound is amplified. Next is ramus. It is known as a earwax. This sticky yellow-brown substance has protective functions because it traps small insects, dust, debris, and some bacteria to prevent them from entering the middle ear. Last, the external auditory canal. It transmits this sound wave to the tympanic membranes of the middle ear. Next is the middle ear. It is located between the outer ear and the inner ear, transmits sound across the space between these two parts. First, the tympanic membranes. It also called the eardrum. It separates the outer ear from the middle ear. When sound waves reach the tympanic membranes, they cause it to vibrate. The vibrations are then transferred to the tiny bone in the middle ear. Second, auditory ossicle. Auditory ossicle are the three bones in either middle ear that are among the smallest bones in the human body. They serve to transmit sound from the air to the fluid filter called cochlea. The absence of the auditory ossicle will constitute a moderate to severe hearing loss. Last, the eustachian tube is a canal that connects the middle ear to the nasopharynx, which consists of the upper throat and the back of the nasal cavity. It controls the pressure within the middle ear, making it equal with the air pressure outside the body. Lastly, the inner ear. It contains the sensory receptor for hearing and balance. The structure of the inner ear are a maze-like system known as the labyrinth. First, the oval window, which is located under the base of the steps, is the membranes that separate the middle ear from the inner ear. Vibration enters the inner ear through this structure. Next, the cochlea, that play a key role in the sense of hearing and participate in the process of auditory transduction. Third, the semicircular canal of each ear contains three main parts: anterior, posterior, and horizontal canal. Each of these canals provide a separate sense of directional balance, and each canal on the left is always paired with a canal on the right for normal function. Last, acoustic nerve, also called auditory nerve, transmit this information to the brain, and vestibular nerve that sense balance and head position. Medical specialties related to the ears. The first one is an audiologist specialized in the measurement of hearing function and in the rehabilitation of persons with hearing impairments. Next, a speech-language pathologist (SLP) can be involved in numerous medical areas, including audiology. These practitioners help patients who have problems related to swallowing, speech, and communication disorder.
Did you know about the treatment and procedures of the ears and hearing? If you didn't know about it, it's okay. Here I will tell you about some of it. Otoplasty is the treatment for the outer ear, a surgical repair, restoration, or alteration of the pinna of the ear. This is sometimes done as a cosmetic surgery called ear pinning to bring protruding ears closer to the head. For middle ear, there are mastoidectomy and myringotomy. Mastoidectomy is the surgical removal of mastoid cells. It is used to treat mastoiditis that cannot be controlled with antibiotics or in preparation for the placement of cochlear implant. Myringotomy is a small surgical incision in the eardrum to relieve pressure from excess pus or fluid or to create an opening for the placement of ear tubes. For inner ear, there is labyrinthectomy, a surgical removal of all or a portion of the labyrinth. It is performed to relieve uncontrolled vertigo. However, it causes complete hearing loss in the affected ear. For hearing loss, there is an assistive listening device that transmits, processes, or amplifies sound and can be used with or without a hearing aid. It can eliminate distracting background noise. These are some abbreviations of the special senses: AC, air conduction; ALD, assistive listening device; AS, astigmatism; CAT, cataract; CI, conjunctivitis; dB, decibel; RD, retinal detachment; VA, visual acuity; VF, visual field.